Are we still looking at $3.5 million per production?
We open with a flashback. It's 1985, and Wendol Jarvis is working part-time for the Iowa Film Office, producing part-time results. There has been an occasional movie made here, like Fist, Take This Job and Shove It, and Country. But work in the film office is frustrating.
When you're working on a one-person, or in our case here, a half-time basis, it's difficult. It's a challenge.
The next year, Jarvis is promoted to full-time film office manager, and the move really pays off. Film production doubles, then doubles again to over $7 million in fiscal 1987-88. Several million were spent in the Worthington and Cedar Rapids areas because Richard Gere and Kevin Anderson were miles from home.
You boys are bigger news around here than the damn weather.
Even though this fiscal year is only 5 months old, almost $7 million worth of filming has already been developed. That figure would be even higher if production of Another World in Cedar Rapids wasn't postponed to another year. Still, this year's credits already include Shoeless Joe and Zadar Cow from Hell and the TV show Coach.
Stand by. Group number 1. Let's go ahead and walk.
Why has Iowa turned into a Midwest mecca for movie makers? Locations, locations, locations.
I insist that they film here. I tell them that Iowa has the visual looks for them, and I'm going to make this the very best possible shooting experience for them possible. And I leave them with no other choice but to film here.
Ready on 1.
That enthusiasm isn't lost on film producers either.
A little bit more, maybe.
LA is very, as far as people are so cynical about it, and they don't feel, you know, they're very money hungry and everything. And all around the country, elsewhere, and especially Iowa, people are very generous. They're willing to spend the time to help you out, and it's a great place to shoot. It's beautiful.
The people and the cooperation there, to me, was something that was unique.
And now that Iowa has several major films under its money belt, the state is getting some great word of mouth from some very influential mouths.
I think of Iowa very much as America, the best that America has to offer.
In the film, you know, a character says 2 different times, is this heaven? And Kevin's character says, no, it's Iowa. And at the end of the film, he says, you know, maybe this is heaven. I mean, this is sort of a love letter to Iowa, this movie also. So.
Iowa Film Office, this is Wendell.
When it comes to making Hollywood contacts, it helps to be a good receiver. In 1983, Wendol Jarvis's film office received only 600 inquiries for filming. But last year, that number grew to 3,600.
Can I check on that and get back to you later on?
And when Wendell calls me and he says, Governor, call this producer, call this director, I make those calls because I know it can make a difference and I've seen the results.
Being a film office manager is certainly no desk job, though. Jarvis also travels around the state, scouting for just the right kind of filming locations. During the past couple of years, those locations have been mostly in eastern Iowa, and it's no coincidence. The only city-run film offices in the state are in Cedar Rapids and Dubuque.
It's kind of a gamble. You never know if you'll get anything, you hope. And this summer we got real fortunate and got Shoeless Joe, which was a very nice film. And they spent about $5.5 million in our community in about a 3 or 4 month period.
We passed a law which eliminates the withholding tax to filmmakers when they film in Iowa.
To really attract movie makers and their money, though, Jarvis knows he has to go out of his way. To the Location Expo in Los Angeles last winter, and this fall to the Cinetex trade show in Las Vegas.
You have to go to the filmmakers to tell them that you want their business, and that's what I do. And I go and meet one-on-one with the filmmakers, and I insist that they film in Iowa. I insisted they film Shoeless Joe there. I insisted they film Miles from Home, and they filmed those projects and a number of others, and I think that's what it takes.
Some have criticized the Iowa Film Office for spending state money to go to places like Los Angeles and Las Vegas. But Jarvis says it's a gamble that has definitely paid off.
The LA trip, for instance, helped Iowa land the now delayed production of the movie Another World, much to the chagrin of Jarvis's competition.
Well, Wendell, that snake, has gotten a lot of films away from us, but Wendell's very good. And we're very similar to a certain extent, particularly eastern Kansas to most of Iowa. And so if a company calls us or a company calls Wendol, they're not only calling us, but they're calling Nebraska and Illinois and all the Midwestern region plus Canada.
Yes, there is a war of sorts between the states for movie dollars, but it's a civil war.
Our objective is really to encourage producers from California or New York to come to the Midwest, and we'll all get our share sooner or later.
Last fall, of course, producers came to the Midwest to film Miles from Home in Worthington. We'll see how Richard Gere and company affected that town in my next report.
It was great.
Cops are coming.
Gary Sarnoff, News Center 7.
I shouldn't have sent you into town. I knew it. I just tired to think straight.
Why did you come to Worthington today?
I wanted to see Richard Gere.
When the producers of Miles from Home decided to film in Little Worthington, Iowa, it was big news.
This whole story's been on TV.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a lot of excitement, and we don't have just too much of that in Worthington. It was great.
For merchants, Miles from Home produced Smiles from Home.
Oh, it increased business quite a bit. There was a lot of people coming in and out every day of the week just to see what was going on.
Actually, the millions in movie money spent in Worthington is still changing hands. That's the word from Mayor Eldon Trum. He was a wrangler and farm advisor for the film, and his farm turned into a movie set.
Go. Keep the truck between you and them. They'll never spot you.
Co-stars Richard Gere and Kevin Anderson even lived on Trum's farm for 5 weeks.
Well, he went with me day to day around here, and we did the farm work as we needed to do, and he wanted to know all about livestock, pigs, cattle, about raising corn, raising any crops, harvesting the crops. He learned very quickly, and he was very interested in what was going on.
Yeah, that was.
Gere and Anderson also lived in the Dick and Helen Schneer home, and even burned the place to the ground.
We were all sitting down by the bridge down there and halfway down the lane, and I know I was sitting on a chair and I jumped off the chair when they started it. It was kind of scary. You really didn't know what was going to happen.
Actually, special effects allowed just the outside layer of wallboard to burn. In return for their troubles, the Schneers got a completely remodeled and repainted home, along with the opportunity to see their place preserved for posterity.
It was real exciting to see the farm in the movie. After watching them film the thing last year, we were anxious to see just what was all in it and what was left out.
It's just the way things go. So on the whole, Worthington gave Miles from Home a big thumbs up, in more ways than one.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I was over there practically every time they were making it. I'd go bowling or something, I'd come back at 1 o'clock, I'd go out to watch the movie made.
Is Worthington ever going to be the same?
I don't think so. It was great.
A lot of activity in town, a lot of money was spent, different places, different people.
Yeah, I wish they'd just shot another one this year again.
Slate this.
What about the future of films in Iowa? We'll check out the chances for coming attractions tonight at 10.
We have a tremendous amount of potential for growth.
Gary Sarnoff, News Center 7.
Action.
Excuse me, I'm here to bail out the two guys in Hawaiian shirts.
Good, we might need the space.
When the cameras start rolling in Iowa, the money starts rolling in. But an increase in film production means a lot more than just an increase in real dollars.
And I think that one of the major things the Film Office does in a very cost-effective way is increases the profile of Iowa, the name of Iowa, among people in the United States. And that's what we're really trying to do, is get people more knowledgeable about Iowa so they consider Iowa when that investment decision comes around.
Attracting filmmakers to Iowa also helps create a skilled labor force.
Like normally you have to go to New York or LA to get experience, but now they come here, it's a lot better for us as students. Gives us an opportunity to get some practical experience before we graduate.
All right, get your hands up, officer.
Movie making is also fun. Just ask some of the Eastern Iowa co-stars of Miles from Home.
It was work because we would go till 3, 4 o'clock some mornings, 2 or 3 o'clock, and I'd do it again. It was a lot of fun.
Do you think you'd like to be in another movie?
If I got the chance.
Why?
Well, it was fun and make a lot of money. It's just so much fun to go out there and just make a movie, you know, and to get paid. I mean, I'd almost pay to do it instead of get paid for doing it. It's so much fun.
It hasn't been all fun and games for the Iowa Film Office, though. The producers of Gung Ho were gung ho on Charles City for their 1986 movie, but the owner of a vacant factory building couldn't come to terms with director Ron Howard. Then this fall, the movie Another World was set to be filmed in Cedar Rapids, but financial problems forced it to be filmed at another time. Still, this story should have a happy ending. The Iowa Film Office is asking for and expecting an $86,000 a year increase in its annual budget. That would include another staff person to help manager Wendol Jarvis.
As far as filming in Iowa, we have a tremendous amount of potential for growth, but it can only grow as fast as the film office is allowed to grow.
We started out with nothing in 1983. We've now got a modest budget. Hopefully it can grow as the money that it's generating grows, and it's been a small investment that's paid back with big dividends.